Here's Brody Brazil.
Normally when a player's jersey gets retired by a team, there's not a lot of controversy that comes with it. Usually the player has since retired or moved on, and there's been a lot of time and years to have this conversation, have this consideration. It's evaluated, and pretty much everybody's on the same page. So that's not the case in Colorado right now. The University of Colorado, up in Boulder, they are about to retire 2 jerseys this weekend, number 2 and number 12, for Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. And I know what you're thinking. Yes, they just did play last season. They have not even been drafted into the NFL yet, and we're already retiring 2 and 12 up at Folsom Field in Boulder. It's abnormal, right? Just from the very start of this conversation, the timing alone of this, normally there is that buffer of years gone by to think about the player, to think about their legacy, to consider, do we make this permanent? I'll say it later, but I'll say it right now. This is not a temporary tattoo. This is a permanent tattoo. This is ink that goes up on Folsom Field forever. Nobody else gets 2 and 12, and they only have a total of 4 retired jersey numbers for the Colorado football program right now. Here are the details. This was just announced on Monday, and it's going to happen this Saturday at the spring game. The school's going to officially retire number 2 and 12. Their promotion says those numbers are now officially untouchable. So there's a lot of promotion and hype behind this too. As I mentioned, only 4 other players have had their numbers retired between 19, 24, 67, and 11. In all of those cases, players were gone for a multitude of years before there was any consideration to say, hey, you know what? It is about time to bring this person back, to celebrate their legacy all over again. It doesn't happen like this at any level of sport where somebody's done playing and within a handful of months, their jersey is retired. But such is the case at Colorado, and we can discuss some reasoning behind this, some ideas behind this, some takeaways behind this in just a second. But let's go over the college careers of Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. Travis, obviously 3 seasons as a Buff, a cornerback, and a wide receiver, so he went both ways. He was the Heisman winner this past season of 2024. In total, for Colorado, 153 catches, 1,989 yards, 21 touchdowns. On the other side of the football, 7 picks, 16 pass breakups, and 1 forced fumble. But again, the Heisman winner wasn't there for a lot of winning seasons. A bowl game, I think it was the Alamo Bowl that they lost in. Bottom line is a great individual player, going to be one of the top draft picks in the NFL. Shedeur Sanders, 2 seasons total as the team's quarterback, 7,364 yards, 64 touchdowns thrown, 8 rushing touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. Now, say what you want about retiring jerseys and what is the threshold, what is the bar. Those are just the 2 college stat bios of those individual players, right? So what does it mean? It's always apples and oranges. What do these players mean to the certain time, to the certain team? Was the team good? Actually, in the last 2 years, I think just 1 game over 500. So there's a lot of positions and takes on a couple things here. The timing of this, but even whether these players respectively deserve this right now. I want to share with you somebody else's take on this.
Hi, everybody. I'm Scotty Gange. CU announced today that Travis Hunter's number 12 and Shedeur Sanders' number 2 will be retired by the school forever. The 2 will join just 4 other CU Buff football players with their numbers retired in their 135-year history. They'll be celebrated on Saturday at the spring game. I absolutely disagree with this decision. Hunter, as a Heisman winner, I could understand. Then again, Rashaan Salaam had to wait 23 years for his number retirement. But Shedeur seems like a forced +1 here, quarterbacking your team to a 10-7 record over 2 years and ending with a blowout loss in the Alamo Bowl does not qualify you for immediate jersey retirement. CU has so much history and so many legends in their 135 years, and perhaps one day would be the right day to retire Shedeur's number, but not today. And I feel like the school felt like they had to do it to please the head coach and, maybe sell some more tickets to the spring game. At least they're not retiring Shiloh's number as well.
Dang. That was a mic drop moment right there. Scotty, by the way, I don't think the Sanders family is going to be particularly happy with your commentary, although it's understandable why you would take these positions. These are common thoughts among sports fans about the timing, the nature of this, the deserving of it. Those things are always considered, but that is usually what takes place in a matter of years and decades sometimes, to consider the player and do they deserve this recognition. There's no going back on retiring a jersey number. As Scotty pointed out there, it is forever. Now, I should also say, we're talking about retiring jerseys here, not altering the course of the program and CU's legacy. It's 122 years old for football, by the way. So I'm not saying that this is going to totally change a football program forever, but this is significant enough to talk about. It's an interesting conversation piece here because of all the dynamics. Again, Colorado had retired only 4 jersey numbers across 122 years. Every different team and franchise, and in this case, a college or university, every sporting entity and team has its own frequency of, well, do they retire a lot of jersey numbers? Do they retire just a few? Obviously, that's a pretty high threshold and bar to meet. If only 4 had got that honor in 122 years, and now just in the course of a couple months, you're going to add 2 more, like it's no big deal. And again, in time, this might be fine. To the point that Scotty made there, in time, you may see this differently, but right now, just maybe doesn't seem like that time. It is kind of a sports tradition. You wait a few years before this honor, and normally you do it from a marketing sense because, well, if your team is having a down year or you want to just bring back the era from days gone by, or you want to reminisce, right? You get sentimental about the past. And that's the special part of this, is to bring back an era of player or players that were special to you, and you want to let that time pass so that you want it to happen more, not players who were there last year. And by the way, all of this during a spring game? You're going to have the jersey retirement ceremony for a spring game, not even a regular season game? It just seems like the timing of this is, and obviously you can't do it now because those players are going to go on to NFL teams. They'll be busy during this upcoming fall. So I understand that part of it, but that's why you normally wait until they're done playing their NFL career, right? If I'm a college and I'm retiring jersey numbers, I'm probably going to wait until that player is done with their pro career to then bring them back. But anyway, no matter how you slice this, it is a sports tradition to wait a few years before the honor. I said before, this is not a temporary tattoo. Like, those names are going up there, 2 adding to the 4 that exist. They're not coming down or being taken away, or now can any player who has a pretty good career at CU, can they say, all right, my name belongs up there too? If I'm comparing stats and, apples and oranges here sometimes, but sometimes apples and apples, I belong up there too. They're changing maybe where the bar is set for players. And look, I'm just saying this, 2 years and 3 years versus stats of 3 years and 4 years. They're changing the bar for sure. And this team, by the way, the Colorado team was 13-12 across the last 2 seasons, no bowl wins. So what was this era of CU football for the last several years? Was it one you really want to honor and recognize and remember forever? And it seems suspicious, to say the least. It seems a little much, to say the least. And not here to knock the program, not here to go against whatever they want to do. Like, that's the thing, right? It's your program, do your thing. This represents you, but I don't know that this represents a total well-balanced thought and process here. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Am I far off here? Do you agree with me? Is there something here? This is just, again, so abnormal from what everybody else does. And I think that's the biggest takeaway. If you're not doing what everybody else does here, there might be a reason against that. Thumbs up down below because you made it to the end of the video. Appreciate that. Helps me and the channel. Also, don't forget to go down there and hit that subscribe button so I can definitely see you back here next time.